following video contains the new PICAROS holster. While this is due for a rework in TU16.1, I wanted to try it out and see how powerful it is. Goddamn, it hits so hard. Viewer discretion is advised.
Contaminated gear detected.
I'm in danger!
Oh, okay.
Agent has become
Good one, Bob.
rogue agent nearby. Rogue agent neutralized.
Lol.
That right there is emotional damage.
You're getting farmed and going on TikTok, little YouTube boy.
Bump pistol and all that are just behind us and they're flagged. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Easy. Easy.
Rogue detected. Hostile defender
He did kit.
manhunt initiated. Inside rogue agent killed.
Oh, one's up, one's up. Got him.
Activated rogue protocol. Rogue agent eliminated. System back online.
I don't know, but you need a kit.
Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Soon as we step out the cage, we raising all of the stakes. Make no mistake, either you stay in your place, we putting you on a plate. Look at our face, we put the fear in the dirt. We had to struggle for change, pick up the pace. We put in infinite work, that's why we stay getting paid. Y'all running late, we moving on to the next. You still been stuck in a phase, there's no debate. We draw the line in the sand, we say it straight to your face. They underrate, till we put the team on our back. We took the city to state, what it's gonna take. Another S on our chest, another beat in the grave. We innovate, we always switching it up. They can't predict what we say, come out the cave. They see the blood on our shirt, they see the teeth in the face. They watching tape, still trying to figure us out. They think we came here to play, they send the snakes. They trying to give us a curse, they want us taking the bait. But that's okay, we keep on dodging the bull. We keep on saying the lane, rocking away, thinking we flipping reverse. But we keep rushing the gate, stopping the rain. We know they sit on the throne, it's looking easy to take. We not afraid, we put the fear in their bones. Ain't no one running away, they trying to trace, they trying to follow our steps. They trying to copy the way, boy that's so lame. That's why they keep getting curved, you gotta stay in your lane. They wanna claim that we not giving them work, like this is minimum wage. Joins you crazy, why you keep feeding the beast? Now that you open the cage, nobody's safe.
If you come, you're messing with a star. 1, 2, 3. Nobody safe. Yeah, yeah. Nobody safe.
No, I do this for my folks, for my mama and my pops. I don't care if you the cops, anybody can get boxed. If you aiming for my head, then you better take your shot. If you miss, then this fist gon' be cleansed in your clock. I don't care if you the press or the feds or an op. If I stretch out these hands, then prepare to get rocked. If your friends said that you had a chance, understand that they probably was meant for your friends. They my fans. Jumped in the ring and I started swinging. Came from the jungle with drinking demons, fighting them off in the Coliseum. Studied and learned how to target weakness. That's why your team will be better beefing with someone else who was probably vegan. Touch me and lose every single finger. Touch me and watch how I turn the scene.
Massacre as soon as he had the nerve to try to step to me. I was snatching turf and matter of fact, scratch that. I was snatching earth. You tried to breathe to see how the asthma works. We don't compete. I'm not in a class with earth. My boys are down the ball. If I say the word, the team is down the hall. If I call the third, what's happening? Best believe that a massacre.
pick them up, bro. That's cute.
Thanks for the tip.
Here, bitch.
Dog shit, Brad. On the floor, glass cannon bomb. Go back to your fucking iron horse.
I'm thirsty. Refreshing.
You're so bad. I don't use unbreakable. What a pussy.
What did he say?
This guy's such an idiot here.
Hello,
Plum here, g'day champions, how's it going? And welcome back to another Division 2 build video. Today's video is going to be featuring the new PICAROS holster, and goddamn does it hit hard. Now originally I wasn't intending to do a build video with it because it's due for a rework in Title Update 16.1. The holster is currently dropping with a fixed core attribute of 20% weapon damage and 2 minor attributes. This is how it was in Phase 2 of the PTS, and it's not intended in the game. The holster is going to be reworked and will drop with a core armor attribute, which can be swapped for weapon damage or a skill tier, a fixed 15% weapon damage, and just 1 minor attribute. Now, when is Title Update 16.1 coming? I don't know. So just for a bit of fun, in the meantime I've worked it into this build and I'm kind of gobsmacked on how hard it hits. This is one of those types of builds that would work very well in PvE, but I've been using it in PvP and having a blast with it. As this item is changing in the next update, I didn't go too crazy with the opening gameplay, but I hope what I did show was enough to do the build justice. Righto, so welcome back to all you amazing subscribers, and if you're new to the channel and you're enjoying the content, you know what to do, pull your finger out and give that sub button a click. And please everyone engage with this video, a like, a share, a comment, it all helps with the magic and the wizardry of the YouTube algorithm. Doing all this stuff is going to help the channel and our amazing community grow. And don't forget to check me out on all my other socials, including Twitch, Discord, Facebook, the works. All the links for that stuff is in the description. Righto champions, with all that said and done, let's get into the build. Our core attributes, 2 reds, 5 blues. Now it does say that we only have 1 skill tier here. But if we look down just a little bit further, you can clearly see that we've got 3 skill tiers on the build and our armor is just over that 1.7 million mark. The build consists of 1 Seska, 1 Fenris, 1 Overlord, 2 of the new Brazo brand set, and the exotic backpack. This layout's not overly difficult to set up, so most of you shouldn't have too many issues making this build. For the specialization, we're going to be using Technician. This is going to unlock our linked laser pointer. This attachment will proc both our weapon talent and our chest talent simply by aiming and pulling the trigger. The other bonus of Technician that we love is that +1 skill tier. This improves everything about our skills, which surprisingly with 3 skill tiers on the build does a lot. Okay, for the main gun we're going to be using the Kingbreaker. I know a lot of players are having issues with their assault rifles at the moment, having AR damage recalibrated to rifle damage for whatever reason. Don't stress, there is a fix on the way. I'm guessing because I re-rolled mine, I saved it from this bug, so I'm going to be using it. Our base damage is at 120k, which goes up to about 140k with our backpack trophies. Everything on this one's maxed out and I've upgraded it to level 20, and the talent that we've got is Perfect Flatline. Amplifies weapon damage by 20% to pulsed enemies. This is a serious amount of damage. For the mods, we've got the crit hit chance scope, extended mag, and that very important linked laser pointer. This will allow us to pulse targets simply by aiming at them, and we've got a crit hit chance muzzle. Our backup is my god tier custom M870 shotty. Again, this one's all maxed out, but it's now got regular flatline here. So we get 15% amplified damage to pulse targets. You could use a different talent here just in case you come across some players that are using pulse resistance builds. But honestly, with this build and this setup, it hits so goddamn hard that anyone that's trying to counter your build will just get flopped on. And for the pistol, I'm going to be trying out the new Busy Little Bee.
Practically perfect in every way. As long as you never miss.
I'm not going to lie, this thing's pretty disgusting, and personally I think it needs a bit of a rework in PvP. Each shot to a different target gives you 1 stack up to 10. Each stack will give you a 20% weapon damage increase. Stacks will activate once you swap weapons, and that lasts 10 seconds. The potential for a 200% weapon damage buff in PvP I think is far too high. I really do think that it should be 10% per stack, or maybe that the stacks are lost if that target dies or you go out of combat. Have you tried out the Busy Little Bee yet? Let me know what you think in the comments. Righto, now it's time to check out the gear on the build. First up is the mask, and we've got one piece of Seska here for that 10% crit hit chance. It's got max armor, crit hit damage, crit hit chance, and we've gone with a 12% crit hit damage mod. I've upgraded the armor on this one to 11%. Now, this is based off that 80k base mask armor, not our 170% core armor roll. It's not overly important to do this, as it does cost a lot of resources if you plan on doing everything on your whole build. But I had some spare resources, so I thought why not. For the chest piece, I've gone with one piece of Fenris for that 10% AR damage, max armor, crit hit damage, crit hit chance, and another 12% crit hit damage mod. For the talent on the chest, we've gone with Spotter. Amplifies total weapon and skill damage by 15% to pulsed enemies. So just by aiming and pulling the trigger, we're now getting 35% amplified damage from our chest and our weapon talents. Now you could be using the named Uzina chest here, the closer with perfect spotter for 20% amplified damage. But that too currently is bugged. It's missing an attribute, so for now I'm going to be avoiding it. I do believe there is a fix coming in Title Update 16.1 for this one as well. For the holster, it's the new PICAROS holster. This is part of the new Brazo brand set, so we get 10% skill haste and that +1 skill tier for using the two pieces. As I mentioned before, this item is currently dropping with a 20% weapon damage core attribute and 2 minor attributes. Mine are crit hit damage and crit hit chance. This will be getting fixed in Title Update 16.1, so it will then be dropping with a core armor roll with 15% fixed weapon damage and just 1 minor attribute. At this stage, I've got no idea which minor attribute will disappear from the holster, so I'm not going to spend too much time maxing this one out. I'm just going to hoard a few extras just in case. When it does get fixed, I'll probably just be able to swap around and adjust a couple of mods on the build and it'll all be sweet. For the knee pads, I've opted for the best in slot, the named Overlord knee pads, the Fox's Prayer. Max armor, crit hit damage, and that 8% multiplicative damage to targets out of cover. That's now giving us a massive 18% damage to targets out of cover on this build. Stacking all this amplified damage is a great way to get an insane amount of damage. For the gloves, it's the second piece of Brazo. We've got max armor, crit hit chance, and crit hit damage. It's a really easy piece to farm for. I know some viewers are probably saying contractors would probably be better here, but then again, that increase of the I know some viewers are probably saying that contractors would be better here, and yeah, it probably would increase our amplified damage a lot more. But stacking another skill tier along with our next item is crazy good. And that item is our exotic backpack, the Memento.
I took from those who watched, hunted, and collected, until only their shadows remained. Now my watch has ended, so yours may begin.
I've been maining this a lot lately because it's just so fucking awesome. We get one of each core attribute, 15% weapon damage, 170k armor, and another skill tier. And of course, for the mod, we've gone with a 12% crit hit damage mod. The talent's called Kill Confirmed. Enemies you kill are going to drop trophies. Collecting the trophies gives you both short-term and long-term buffs, and the short-term buffs do scale to the number of core attributes you have on your build. So in this setup, for each trophy that we pick up, we're going to get a 10% weapon damage buff, 50% bonus armor, and 15% skill efficiency, and these buffs will last for 10 seconds. Obviously, the more trophies you collect, the more stacks you get, and then when we're at full stacks, we're going to have a 30% weapon damage buff, 30% skill efficiency, and 3% armor regen. When using Memento, it's always handy to fight near NPC spawns or even landmarks, and leave a few trophies laying around for when you really need them. Quick reminder, if you do fast travel from dark zone to dark zone or checkpoint to checkpoint, or you die, you're going to lose your stacks. And I know how much everyone hates that player that runs off in the middle of a fight to get their stacks from NPCs. Trust me, the boys give me shit about it all the time. So do the polite thing and let your team know that you're using Memento. Righto, so that's the guns and the gear on the build. Now, what skills? To be honest, you can pretty much use anything. But for me, best in slot at the moment, the Defender drone, and I love how it performs on this build. We get just over that 22% damage reduction in PvP. So let's put this into a little bit of perspective. If someone spent thousands of resources upgrading their FAMAS or their Kingbreaker to level 20, you've literally spat in their face and nerfed their damage. It's like those upgrades just never happened. Also, check this, 44% damage reduction in PvE. How awesome's that? And for the second skill, I do swap around from time to time, but I mainly use the Seeker Mine. It's great to stagger someone when they're trying to apply a kit or to get them out of cover, and that stagger mid-fight is pretty dirty too. Also, while your Seeker's deployed, it's nearly like having a mini player tracker when it gives you that prompt to lock onto a target that you might not have seen. But you guys get it, play around with all the skills, just make sure it fits and works for you. Okay champions, fine print time, the stat sheet. For the Kingbreaker, we're sitting at 54% crit hit chance and basically 140% crit hit damage. Yes, we have sacrificed some crit hit damage here to get that skill haste and skill tier, but with the massive amount of amplified damage that we have on the build and all our extra buffs from Memento, you really don't notice it. So that's the build champions, this is how I've been rocking the new PICAROS holster, and god damn it hits so hard. Once they do fix the drops and the attributes, I'll probably tweak the build a little bit, but for now I'm just having fun with it and loving the damage. So, what do you reckon? Are you going to be a champion and have a crack at this build? What modifications would you make? Let me know down below. And like always, show your content creators your support, like, share, comment, and subscribe. All this kind of stuff really does help support myself and the channel. So that's going to wrap it up for this one, and I will catch you all in the next one. I'm Plum out.